Kamon man long slur ringkat bat kamay ma shong kya ka shong hag Jinglong scam bat jingjek bas start ka jong pi. Katata haya kakali ban san ya kalintiya ka jong pi. Kalaban long ka jong pi menta. Bok ya katata haya ha frang motors like korangi. Ne phone hunu number bala ay harum.
Wemeli kanong krem uba Ardent milo basayo mo ulaong baka jingmang tingka ka Jylla bat baka jingjop kamju ya daydur satya. Ulong baka Sorkar kala Shim ram ban Siew ya karam ka ba la ban pelong ya ka Jylla ban kit ram. Kakai pot jong ka CAG araja arpui arpuar ula kadau baka ram jong ka Jylla kala nang ki syakan ripuar poin %, par kadau wadi namar bakiu karam. Kamut ban ong baka Sorkar kam de ban Shim ram handai ka don kam ban le ya kikam. Ri ka Jylla Meghalaya kamdei ka bala ban besa yaladi ka jingpelut ya kapisa kalong ka bronkam hanrei hatu la penun kam sisa ni la supelut kai ka jingtung pathari ki priu seng sain persai amla ban pedang namar ba ka penlut kai ya kapisa upai ba kamtam ya ka Jylla ka beret ka Meghalaya Economic Development Council but ka Meghalaya Commission on Resource Mobilization Meghalaya Resource and Employment Generation Council hakabakini kidei ban yalam pat ban kedau ya ka Sorkar ban wanra iki kampen roy rekam judong ke jingelang hadu laisnem katba ka jinglut pat kaya menteri rangba umde ban thong ye gibriu sain pertai tang ban penskem shuki ulakan tu ya ka Sorkar balada kamla ban penbet ya kani ka Jylla kan ya kendu maus yang hagis ngi ke banwan ulong ba man la kasnem ka Sorkar ka thit kali ye ki officer ki menteri Sorkar pat hatu kani don kam ban thiet man lausnem ulabu jingkeliru kumlu ka Sorkar kan pelongi kita masa pada haki jingsisha ka deban IT haki kinhun bamdi Sorkar banyo khajna ka Sorkar uba Ardent ulaong bagi jinglek ka shabari haka bagi babun ki le kumba kha shabari omshu kum ki shakri paidba ula theru ya ka jingkrong pisa ka balaipsan hajar na ki kali pad ula kren ya ka ne wat ya udisi jong riboy berkajing bu palat ye ki kerdop kalapin klumari ki trok namar babun ki kerdop nadu jong ka KHDC hima barkibei kimju ai ya kerisi.
So, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to participate in the discussion on the budget. So, at the outset, I would like to thank the Honorable Chief Minister in charge of Finance for having presented this budget speech in the House. So, I sincerely wish the government achieve its target to making Meghalaya a $10 billion economy and create even more than 5 lakhs jobs to the people. Because I know this will really ease the burden that we as public representatives are carrying, which is the aspiration of the people, sir. So, however, we know that we are here to discuss about the budget estimates, which we can see the actual achievement in the next financial year. So, therefore, the road to achieving these targets depend largely on the availability of funds as normally stated by the government from time to time and the efficiency of implementing the various programs. So, which is why as members of this August House, we used to notice the difference between the budget estimate and the actual budget. Many a time we find that the actual budget is either more or less than the budget estimate. There is no guarantee that the actual budget will be exactly like the estimates, especially for the state like Meghalaya. So, as we know that the state's own revenue is too meager, the government has to rely largely on the loan to ensure for the success of the schemes, projects, and programs. Therefore, sir, I want to focus my speech on the source of the revenue of the state. It has been noticed that the government is taking a loan to repay the loan. So, is this not something that we are already fallen into a debt trap? Going by the present trend and also the observation of the Auditor General in its report, tabled in this August House 21-22, the AG has observed in page 52 of this report that in absolutely monetary terms, the overall debt of the state of Meghalaya has increased by 62.22%. The primary reason for spike in debt ratio during 21-22 was on account of significant increase in internal debt. So, of course, I'm not saying the government not to take a loan, because I know we need to take a loan to supplement our own income. So, what shall we do in a kind of a situation where we are not a state of being self-reliant? So I feel that we need to identify the projects, programs, or missions that are less important for the time being to invest. So, our Honorable Chief Minister in the last session assembly, he said that his government has created a record as far as spending is concerned. I know that spending is necessary, but the question is how and where we spend the money. Is our spending fruitful or productive? These are the questions that we need to ask. So, in this connection, I would like to tell the Honorable Chief Minister that the attempt on his part to justify the large number of political appointees is not acceptable. For a revenue staff like the state of Meghalaya, even 1 lakh is a huge amount if its expenditure is not productive. So, for example, there are 3 economic councils, I would say, bodies that the state government had constituted. And these are the Meghalaya Economic Development Council, MEDC. Second, the Meghalaya Commission on Resource Mobilization. 3, the Meghalaya Resource and Employment Generation Council, MREGC. These are supposed to be the economic bodies to help to guide the governments in framing the economic policies and in dealing with the economy of the state. However, sir, we came to know that these councils have not had any meeting in the last 5 years, whereas the expenditure incurred on these councils were crores and crores of rupees. So this, I feel, is a waste of public money. So I want to go to the magnitude of debt as reflected in this budget document. To justify my statement that the financial condition in the state is not as safe as stated by the Honorable Chief Minister. So, in page 36 of this budget document, here it reflects the loan taken by the state government from the government of India, open markets loan, floating loans, and the total amount of loan as of today, minus from the government of India, is about 13,000 crore 55,864. There's a jump when we look at the loan taken in the last financial year. This is 23-24, sir, sorry. And when we look at the present this budget estimate, we see the jump of more than double. The principle that the government is taking from the open market, according to this 23-24 revised estimate, the principal is 44,000. This is in lakh. And the interest is 88,595. It's more than double. And again, now the government is taking 87,300 for this budget estimate, and it is estimated that the interest will be 94,106. So therefore, sir, when we look at the balance as on 31st March, according to this budget estimates, only from the open markets, the loan will reach up to 14,000 crores. 14,000 crores, 122 plus minus lakhs crores, sir. So, sir, I feel, and when we look at the ability of the government to repay the loan, it doesn't matter if you take the loan as long as you are able to pay it. But when we look at the repayment of the loan, sir, here it is reflected that out of 13,558, 64 lakhs, the loan on 23-24, the government was able to pay only 2,156 crore out of 13,558 crore. And in this budget estimate, it is reflected that the loan, as I've mentioned earlier, will be 15,524 crore, and the repayment will be 2,733 crore. So this is what the AG had observed when it studied the budget of the state government. Therefore, sir, I feel I have seen the budget statement that you have presented, how beautifully you have made and tried to impress the programs. Yeah, it is a laudable exercise that the government is doing. But the question is that, can we really achieve the targets? Because even in the past, there were many good projects that the government have highlighted in the budgets. But I don't know how many of those projects have been able to see the light of the day. So therefore, sir, I would strongly urge upon the government, because I feel if the government is not taking any corrective measures, then the state is going to be in a deep trouble as far as the financial condition of the state is concerned. So, sir, there are a few areas that I would like to suggest as far as the spending is concerned. First, I've already expressed about the political appointees. I hope that Honorable Chief Minister will not go for the political appointees just to secure his chair. Maybe that is the dynamics of politics of coalition government. But his first concern, sir, should be for the interests of the people and the state. I would salute if our Chief Minister take a drastic step to deviate and to change the course of direction of a financial graph as far as the debt is concerned. Sir, I am not saying that you should not appoint anyone as political appointee. I'm not saying because I didn't get the chance to be one of the political appointees, but during 2010, let me remind this August House, I resigned as the chairman of the MMDC because I oppose the excessive appointment of political appointees, which has cost dearly the state's exchequer. You can appoint some which you feel who can contribute to the growth, to the economy of the state. but not the manner in which now you are appointing any Tom, Dick and Harry because they are belonging to a specific political parties who are in the government, that you will give them a reward. We cannot accept that, sir. So, another spending that the government can avoid: purchasing of new vehicles. Every year the government is purchasing new vehicles and new vehicles. Is it necessary for all the ministers, high-ranking officers, to requisite 4 or 5 vehicles? What about using a pool car? So, another spending that we can avoid is about organizing festivals. Why does the government take upon itself the responsibility to organize these festivals? The government can hire it out to a private individual or parties, and government can get benefit out of it. At the most, the government can take care for the security so that no untoward incident can take place. And these small saving, I am sure, will be able to help the government increasing the debt repayment. You may say that 12 lakh is nothing for the chairman, vice chairman, so on and so forth. But if you calculate in 1 year, how much it will come? In 5 years? We are a financial staff state, sir. So, another spending that we can avoid is about foreign trips. Why make it, sometimes whenever we are becoming MLAs or ministers, it seems that without this, our representative, what can I say, without having gone to a foreign country, as if we are not a public representative. So I know that crores and crores of rupees have been spent. It may be a small amount if you consider in the numbers, but for our state, it's a big amount, sir. So another spending, or another area where the government needs to tread very carefully, is the duplicacy of schemes. The government has to ensure that there is no duplicacy of schemes. Now we have a housing schemes, for example, and again we have a chief minister housing schemes. So in this situation, we have to be very, very careful that who are the beneficiaries that are going to benefit from these two schemes. Some people may take advantage because maybe they are close to the chief minister. They may also go to the department. They can avail both. So if we can streamline that, no duplicacy of schemes will be allowed to take place, that also will save the state's exchequer. So I feel it is the duty of the government also to work very hard, make a concerted effort to plug all the leakages as far as revenue collection is concerned. We've seen a lot of leakages. Unknown people, unknown person, they are collecting money on the highways, asking the people to pay them 30,000. I was told, I even talked to the Deputy Commissioner of Ri District. I even talked to one police officer. What is this? I want to know. You tell me why you allow these people to collect 30,000 from these business people who are bringing chickens from outside the state. People would prefer to pay to the government 10,000 because they know that they will get a receipt rather than to pay to these unknown people. The government must also ensure that no extortion is taking place on the highways. We have seen reports are coming every day. People are confusing whom to pay. There are toll gates belonging to district councils. There are toll gates belonging to the Siew, the traditional chief. There are toll gates belonging to the state government. But they don't issue receipt to the people who are to pay these extortion, I would say.
Honorable Member,
therefore, sir.
Honorable Member, I have given you more than 17 minutes. You may please cut short your thing.
Okay, sir.
I'll give you 2 more minutes, please.
Okay, sir. So,
because when you stood up to speak, there were only 4 names. Now I have received about more than 15.
Okay,
16.
sir. Thank you. You have given me 17 minutes. Otherwise, I had the thought that if you interrupt me by 10 minutes, I will decide not to speak anymore in this August House. Because we are discussing about financial matters, sir. We are giving our views and opinions to the government. So therefore, before I resume my seat, sir, I feel it is very much important for us to understand how much fund we have in hands and how much we need to take a loan in order to be able to execute the plans successfully. There has to be a striking balance as far as the budget of the state is concerned. So, sir, with these few words, I resume my seat.